All right, guys, welcome back to Road to Success. We've got Joe Wandish in here and my co-star Andrew the Bulldog.
Legend.
What's going on?
Legend.
All right, so Joe is a big-time producer in the mortgage loan industry, and he's going to tell us a little bit about him, how he got here. So, Joe, tell us about your childhood.
I don't know if my childhood really molded me to be in this industry.
I think it did.
I'm pretty sure all of us.
I spoke to his mother. I think that had part to do with it.
I mean, one of five. How about you guys?
Yeah.
I mean, I was the only kid, and I was asking for a brother. And then when I was like 11, I got a little sister. And
See.
I'm a middle child.
then-
Smack right in the middle of it all.
see, but the thing was is that I thought I was gonna be able to, play with them like a toy, like straight out the bat, like
You can't?
and you really can't. They're like, "Hi, it's a baby. Oh, look, it crawls." You can play with it kind of like that, but it's not like, "Hey, let's go run around outside."
Yeah.
So I miss that. But
Yeah, I think being one of five was just one of those things where when we were all like growing up together, it made you I don't know. I feel like it made you want to push a little bit harder because you were always like vying for
space.
Yeah,
Mhm.
bumping elbows a little bit,
Yeah. Yep. So it was good. We had a great upbringing. Shout out to Kathy and Jim. Great people.
Sweet.
They're the real
Great
ones.
people. Yeah, they're good.
So, Joe, what made you want to come into the loan industry?
I fell ass backwards into it, and I'll explain. So, out of college, I had a dual major in earth science and geography, and of course, what do you do with that? You bartend.
Yeah.
So, I actually had a job interview with the Army Corps of Engineers, job lined up right out of
Okay.
college. I went there. And to be transparent, I walked through the office and it just wasn't for me. These neon lights and cubes and everything else. Meanwhile, I was also bartending at the time downtown in Baltimore. I was like, yeah.
What
So-
neon lights do you want there? You know?
Yeah.
Mhm.
It's a different kind of neon light. So I ended up getting into I was already there, but diving head into the hospitality industry, and I did that for 16 years.
Wow.
And near the end, I had a child. I was married. It wasn't as fun. I still liked it. I'm a people person, but it was that kind of lack of challenge. I think everything was like Groundhog's Day at a certain point.
Right.
Same
thing.
Yes.
Monotony. You know?
And someone looking like, let's say someone wants to do what you did, right? And they're like, I like the service industry. Let me do that. So what was it like? What did you
It was a
experience?
challenge. I almost got into an insurance first, and took all the classes for that, and then ended up interviewing with a couple companies to become a lender, and this was one of the companies. So, the people just spoke to me. It was a good group of people. The challenge I found was that I had a pretty wide net for my sphere of influence, my people, but they knew me as a bartender.
Right.
They knew me as the guy that could serve them a beer. I had to convince them that I was also somebody that they could trust with the most important purchase of their life. That was the difference maker.
Right.
How do you do that? You wear them down, my friend.
Yeah. Persistence.
You have
Every
to
day.
keep reminding them that this is what you do.
Yeah.
If you tell somebody, hey, I just got started in the financial industry and I would like you to trust me with the most important purchase of your life, they're going to say, let me know when you have a little bit of experience.
Right.
And then I'm happy to use you. So I found that reminding everybody over the course of time that this was something that I was doing, and the more that they saw that, the more I was top of mind, the more that they said, you know what? He's showing that he's been in this for a while. I can go ahead and trust him to do that now.
And what would you say, like, how long have you been doing loans now?
Coming up on 8 years.
So what would you say in those 8 years, someone brand new, right? They're like, I don't know what I'm getting myself into. And, with me being brand new, I was like, man, I'm going to get every single one of my friends and family to buy with me, right? But it doesn't really work like that.
It doesn't.
Just like you said, right? So what would you say now, 8 years in, how many people a year probably that are from the close friends and family probably buy with you?
Still a good amount. I can't stress enough the importance of focusing on your sphere, because those are the people that know, like, and trust you already.
Mm-hmm.
Think about everybody that's investing all this money in, like, bought leads, Zillow, things like that. These are complete strangers.
Mm-hmm.
The uphill battle to get that person to trust you
Right.
for this type of transaction compared to your cousin
Right.
is very different.
Mm-hmm.
So, don't ever go away from reaching out to your people, because they are the people that I don't want to say are the most likely to use you, but they are.
They're in your corner.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. So, when we talk about how do you generate business, always going back to your sphere of influence is the consistency in it. Everything else will come and go, and the people that you do loans for may become people that are in your sphere of influence. They
Right.
become your friends.
Right.
Not everyone, but a good amount. But those people, your friends, your family, those are your people.
Yeah.
And what would you say, now, how many people a year do you think you get now?
I don't know. Probably averaging between 175 and 200 units a year.
That's amazing. That's amazing. And where does that business come from?
Some of it's referral business from business partners, from
Mhm.
real estate agents, insurance people, things like that.
Mm-hmm.
Some of it's friends and family, but friends and family only know to reach out if they can see that this is something you're doing. So doing things like we're doing right now,
Mm-hmm.
being in front of them, social media, handwritten notes, I send out birthday cards to everybody. All of those things build into your book of business.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody, even the worst thing in the world is you see somebody else buying a house, right?
Right.
You see them online with the
Right.
keys in their hand, they're like, oh,
Yeah.
and you're like, damn,
You didn't even
whose
know
fault is
about
that?
it.
Mm-hmm.
That's
It's
your
on
fault.
you.
That's your fault.
Yep.
Because they didn't remember that you were the guy.
I get that all the time, because I do a lot of business in Pennsylvania as well as Maryland, and so many of my friends that I reach out to on a consistent basis, they see me on Instagram, they see me on Facebook, everything like that. I didn't know you were licensed in Pennsylvania. I'm gonna start signing off every video. Licensed, Maryland, Pennsylvania.
Yeah, that's part of your name. now.
Exactly.
Bulldog, Pennsylvania, out.
Exactly. maybe a little skit with a nice Amish beard, Quaker hat,
Oh yeah.
Get
that's what I'm
rolling
talking
there.
about. That should be your profile page.
Yeah.
And remember to put PA in the bottom.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's
exactly.
it. That's it.
Good old
But yeah,
pencil
just
turkey.
hey, you have to constantly be in front of people, reminding them that what it is that you do, where you do it, because that's the we send out magnets with football schedules on it. It's not because I want people to know when the game is. I want them to look at my face every time they open their fridge.
Mm-hmm.
That's
Joe,
the whole purpose behind it.
I use that more than Google to tell me when the games are.
And because of that too, see, it works.
I mark the wins, I
Yes.
mark the losses. Joe's on my fridge at home, so
All of these little things work. It's just a constant reminder. And then, don't ever underestimate the power of just a random phone call too.
Mm-hmm.
I love reaching out to people randomly, FaceTiming people randomly.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's awesome. So, how would someone getting started, like, what would you tell that person, like, they're about to get started in real estate? What would you tell them?
Okay, a couple things. One, make sure that you have a stream of income alternative from real estate.
Mm-hmm.
You have to have yourself set up and not plan to make a dime in the first year.
Mm-hmm.
Period. You're going to make money in the first year,
Right.
but you can't plan on that.
right.
Because if you are doing things out of necessity rather than out of
Right.
practice, then you're in a sticky situation.
Mm-hmm.
2, compile a list of your closest friends and family. That's all you got to do. List, name, address, phone number, email.
I always tell people, get your parents' Christmas mailer list, if you're young enough. But, if you're a little older, you should probably have a Christmas mailing list yourself there. But
Take it a step further, stalk them on Facebook. Most people put their birth date on Facebook.
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
Put their birth dates in that list. If you don't have their birth date, reach out to them. It's a reason to reach out to them.
Mhm.
Hey, my name is so-and-so, or hey, it's so-and-so, I'm just getting into this, and I'm trying to compile a list because I'm going to be sending things out to my friends and family over the course of a year. Can you drop your address and your phone number, your email, blah, blah, blah. Once you have that list, that is your master list to be able to constantly reach out to these people.
Right. And the average in our industry, what do they say the average is? That every 8 years someone is moving?
Buying a home. Yeah.
People are modifying their mortgage every 3 to 5 years right now.
Right.
People are moving up in a property between probably 7 and 8 years.
No, and from personal experience, I mean, I had the same thing. Like, I lived in a house, and from middle school, and then, I graduated high school, and then next thing you know, I moved, and I went off to the military, and then I came back, and they got this bigger house. I'm like, whoa, this is new.
And think about the idea of like compound interest. In this industry, it's such a difficult market right now, and in this industry in general, that people that have been in this thing for the long haul are starting to become a rarity, right? So everybody that got in the last 5 years, 40% of them are going to be gone at the beginning of the year.
Same thing probably as realtors.
Yeah.
Very similar.
So if you're new into this and you're seeing somebody that's more seasoned, still doing really well and have strong numbers, it's because they've transcended to those repeat buyers now. So that's that compound interest. Not only are you still reaching out and getting new deals with people you've never met before, but now you have this whole slew of repeat buyers that you've already done a transaction for once, and now they're coming back to buy their move-up property.
Right.
So now you have multiple buckets that you're dealing with. It's not because you're new, you're not getting as much, but understand that that's the long play, and that will be there for you too.
And that kind of boils down to almost, you tie that into word of mouth. It's, you do a good job, people are going to like you. How many times do you have somebody calling you, hey, this is so-and-so, I'm good friends with so-and-so you did a loan for, and you came highly recommended. I feel like that's a lot of calls. Once you get into that second, third, fourth year, you get that book of business behind you, a lot of word of mouth advertising there.
Goes such a long way too. People don't want to have to do the research if they don't have to.
Right.
Yeah.
So if someone can say this is the guy and that's all, or the guy or gal and this is the person that you have to use, that's it. Hey, I need to get new tires for my car. Bulldog's like, this is my guy.
Right.
I'm not going anywhere else. I'm just going to the guy that has the tires that Bulldog told me about.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, and I think that's so important, and I think something that some people forget too is that you should be that guy for them. That when they go real estate, hey, I need a plumber, I need an electrician, I need an HVAC guy, whatever it is, you should be that guy that when they call, they go, you know what, I'm having this problem. This guy can probably help me out because I know he's always saying he has it, right?
And why is that? Because it then creates conversation no matter what. It creates a conversation even if it wasn't about real estate. And it has somebody thinking about you no matter what.
Right.
Even if it's not about real estate, they're like, Vialdi's the guy that I'm going to reach out to for a connection. And that might prompt a conversation about somebody else that's looking for a house.
Exactly. And that's another thing that I would say, if you are new in this industry, every single person you talk to, you should be asking them to either keep their eyes and ears open, because our business is word of mouth. That's going to be our business, right? So either keeping your eyes and ears open, or do you know somebody right now that is looking to buy or sell, right? And don't be annoying with it, right? But you should ask for it, because if you don't ask for it, you won't get it.
Yeah. And most of the time, people are going to probably not know off the top of your head somebody right now, but there is, that 1 in 9, 1 in 10 that, oh yeah, my friend was just talking the other day about how they hate renting their house and they're looking to buy soon. Boom. You'd never know that if you didn't ask.
Yeah, there's a finesse to it, mentioning it in a conversation, and just like you said, that might not be right now, but they might be at a party that next weekend and somebody's like, yeah man, we're we just had the second child, we're thinking about, jumping back into this crazy real estate market. Oh, I was just talking to my loan officer. It's just you gotta plant that seed, because even if they don't have somebody top of mind just that moment, there will be somebody.
Right.
It just happens.
Yeah, I mean, I remember the first week that I got into the business, I made my list, and I sat and I called every single person in my phone, and I started at 9. I stopped at 6 because I said, if I'm calling these people to ask them for this information and it's like 8 o'clock at night, they're gonna be like, F you.
Yeah, you're interrupting dinner time at that point.
So I stopped at 6, and then I did the same thing the next day. It took me both days to go through everybody in my phone, and I think I came out with like a list of like over 100 people, and then I put them in there, and then now I get notified every single day that it's someone's birthday, And when it's someone's birthday, I just tell them happy birthday.
Yeah.
Right? It's not. You just want to remind people that you're there. You don't need to remind them that you're there and you're in real estate. You just need to remind them that you're there, and they're gonna know you're in real estate because they see you doing it every day.
Yep.
So, every single day my phone tells me whose birthday it is, and I go, let me tell them happy birthday.
Yeah.
And it's good. You know, people will feel nice about it. I mean, I feel pretty nice about it. I'm like, hey man, happy birthday. You know, how many is it now? Right.
There you go.
So. And sometimes out of nowhere they might just come out and say, hey, you know what, I was thinking about buying. Or the other day I reached out to this client and said happy birthday, and next thing you know we got on the phone, and then she's like, I asked her, well, do you know anybody who's looking to buy right now other than her? Because she was like conversating me about it, and she was like, you know what, there is. My cousin is looking to buy right now. Let me send you his number. And then my friend was asking about this, and this. Let me send you their number too. Next thing I know, I got 2 more calls.
Yeah.
That I gotta make. So
absolutely.
It
Doesn't
just
hurt to ask.
It goes round and around, and I feel like this is a perfect spot to stop part 1 and join us for part 2, where we're gonna continue talking about how to grow your business in real estate, and maybe about some of these other ways that you can make money in this business as well. So thanks for joining us, and we'll be back with part 2.